he just found out that he was doing this about 2 minutes ago. So
yeah, I also didn't know it was the Tuck and Demi podcast.
yeah, it's the Tuck and Demi podcast. I had to restart because I said the Demi and Tuck podcast,
which would be probably correct.
Probably sounds better to the tongue, rolling off the tongue. But welcome to the Tuck and Demi podcast. You feel me? You know, there's been a lot of developments. You know, some Facebook stuff. I told the world, and I guess we told the world how we went and recorded with Alice Cooper.
The world.
Not the world, but you know, the Villebillies fan base and our friends, basically. And a lot of people have been inboxing me. So many people inboxed me, and so many people were asking questions about how it happened and this and that, yada yada. And I figured, what better way to let people know than to do this
Tuck and Demi podcast.
Tuck and Demi podcast in the visual form. So It's not really a podcast, it's like a webisode.
Hey.
I don't know what it is, but I'm making Demi talk with me today.
Yeah, thanks.
How you been, Demi?
You know, every day above ground, right?
Speak up, though.
Huh?
I don't have a mic on you. I got a mic right there. This is like some amateur shit.
I'm good, man. I'm alive.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't. You know what? I've been distilling and making bourbon a lot. I haven't actually got to hang out with Demi a lot.
Struggle's real.
The struggle is real. Real life is real.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be sitting here with Demi drinking this disgusting fresh IPA that Sean told me was good.
I'm not drinking that.
Demi, let me hit some of this. This is fantastic right here.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Demi, what are you doing? Chilling. Demi's over here recording some. Was it pine cone? Yeah. Demi, we're at the studio at Island Earth Studios. It still exists.
Yeah.
It's still functioning.
Working with Uncle Nick. He's not really my uncle, but that's what he goes by. And he actually, this was one of the first studios he ever came to back when he was, you know, quite a few years younger, and that makes a big difference when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah. I said up there earlier. I wonder how many. And this isn't like a conceited or a cocky thing. It's just we've kind of been recording at a industry standard level for, I don't know, 15 plus years. We've come across so many people, maybe not that long, but we've had home studios and we've inspired people, youngsters that come through. We've inspired them. We've given them the tools. No, we come from, what were you saying earlier?
We come from nothing. We come from a sock on a hanger in front of a Beta 58 mic.
Yeah.
Plugged into Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
One.
Which, hey, believe it or not, I was using Fruity Loops when people were laughing at it.
Yeah.
The first time we went
eating Fruit Loops.
The first time we went out to Los Angeles to mix our album, I told the guy mixing our album that I made most of the drum programming with Fruity Loops, and he laughed at me.
Of course he did.
He's like, "You're kidding me." Now there's DJs out in Las Vegas making like $20 million a year programming with Fruity Loops. Bryson Tiller.
Shout out to Las Vegas?
Yeah, shout out to Las Vegas. Bryson Tiller, I'm pretty sure, used Fruity Loops to make some of those tracks that are on his album. I don't know. I'm not a Bryson Tiller expert. Shout out to Bryson Tiller. All right, anyway. The whole...
What are you getting to?
I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm having fun talking. Anyway, so let's tell them the Alice Cooper story.
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna tell you how it all came about.
From Tuck's point of view.
From my point of view, then I'll let Demi talk about fanning out and stepping on Alice Cooper's boots.
Dude.
And spazzing out in the car while we waited out in the car for an hour for Alice Cooper to show up. Or no, longer than that probably. Anyway, so this is how it happened. We went to Nashville. We went to Nashville, and this was when was that? Do you remember when that was?
No.
Well, some fucking help you are.
You pulled me out of my session.
I know I did pull him out of session, but don't let him out of you. There's Nick's up there mixing his stuff right now. He has nothing to do right now. So we went to Nashville, Villebillies. Went to Nashville, and we're recording / writing music. We wrote a song called Holy Water. All of us collectively, Malcolm, Tim, Demi, Child, we all came up with this pretty awesome song in our opinion. So we liked it so much that we named our album Holy Water. So, true story. So I sent an email to Bob Ezrin, which is a legendary producer. He produced Pink Floyd. He produced so many people. Just Google him and your mouth will drop with how many people that he's produced. Every time I hear a Pink Floyd song, I Google the name of that song and Bob has always produced it, by the way. I don't know if
And Bob's also produced Alice Cooper since like the early 70s.
Early 70s, maybe late 60s.
And he was probably younger. Yes, he was definitely younger than we are right now.
He was like a 20-year-old producing classic records.
So like way younger than Tuck.
Anyway, so we've had that relationship since our first our Universal Motown record deal. They hired him to come produce one of our songs, and we developed a relationship with him. And every single year, or every new song that we record that I thought, and that's the only song we recorded, by the way, it was in 2005-ish. We kept a relationship with him, but I would send him emails of all of our new songs that I thought he might like, just for the hell of it, to keep the connection.
He's good at that.
Yeah, I would send email after email, and sometimes he'd respond and be like, hey, great song. Never hear from him again. 3 years would pass. Send him another song. Oh, this song is awesome. Never hear from him again.
Yeah.
So I sent him Holy Water in October, and he immediately responded with like, hey, I really like this song. Good job. Okay, thanks, Bob. So a couple days later, he responds and says, would you mind if I played it for Alice Cooper? I'm like, absolutely not. Play it for Alice Cooper. Whatever. Just thinking, I don't even know why he asked me.
No,
don't play it for Alice Cooper.
Absolutely not.
So he plays it. So apparently, this is what happened. So I said, yes, absolutely play it. So my phone rings, and it says Bob Ezrin on my phone. Which, to be honest with you, I was unaware that I even had his name saved in my phone, because I had been communicating with him via email for the last 8 to 9 years. I had no idea that I had his number, but I guess I did. It said Bob Ezrin on my phone. So I answer it. It's Bob Ezrin, and he says, hey, Tuck, what's up? I have Alice on speakerphone with me right now, and we're listening to Holy Water, and he really likes it.
True story.
True story. So I'm like, I'm like feeding my kid like not Fruit Loops, but I'm feeding my kid, literally. I'm like shoving a spoon in his mouth with food in it. I'm like, so I have to run off and get away so the kids aren't screaming in the background. I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on, Alice? Yeah. He's like, hey, man, I really like this song. I would love to redo it for my album if you guys are down for that. I'm sitting here right now writing lyrics to it. And I'm like, what? So he starts singing the lyrics to me, and they were great. I wasn't expecting them. I mean, because I thought that ours was pretty tight. He starts singing some lyrics that are equally just as cool. And so he goes through all that, sings me the lyrics. He was the nicest person ever. And we close the conversation. He says, we want to record this in December to January. And that was in October when I had that phone call. Mm-hmm. And I told all the guys about it. Everybody's pumped about it. And it was probably a 5-minute phone call of him singing lyrics and telling me how much he liked the song, wanted to redo it. We didn't hear from him again. I heard from Bob through email saying, yeah, we're still going to redo it. We're still going to redo it. But I wasn't for sure how serious it was or if it was even going to happen.
Because you never know. I mean,
we've heard that a million times. You hear stuff like that all the time, right?
You get jaded. We've had 2 major record deals. And, we thought all of our life's problems were gone. That day.
Numerous times.
Yeah, especially when we got signed that first time. I was like, I made it. We made it.
I was out there crip walking and shit. I couldn't even crip walk.
Yeah, and we've done awesome stuff, and we would never, throw salt on our experiences, because we've had a lot of good ones.
Absolutely.
But we sit here today and we work regular jobs. We hustle. We have families. A lot to handle, like real life stuff, so we hear Alice Cooper wants to, even if he says it himself, even if he calls Tuck on the phone and literally was like doing some kind of rap singing thing in Tuck's ear.
Real life
happened. That a lot of people can't say that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you never know. That's how the game works. So when we knew it was real, I'm gonna let Tuck take over on that, because that's the part of the story where you're about to go. So
for sure. So he would periodically send me an email, or I'd email him, like, hey, is everything still all good? And he'd say, yeah, it's all good. We're still shooting for January.
But we didn't. We was like,
yeah, right. Yeah,
thanks,
shooting
Bob.
for January.
But no, because Bob's got our back.
Yeah.
If the product is good and
Yep.
he's doing something with it, if not, he's like, good shit, man.
Yeah.
See you in 4 years.
So he calls me. So December passes, mid-January rolls around. I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I mean, that was like in October. That was what, 3-4 months ago. Phone rings again, out of nowhere. Bob Ezrin on my phone again. I pick it up. He says, "Hey, Tuck. This was a Friday, by the way. Friday afternoon." He says, "We're going to be in Nashville on Monday, and if you and maybe Demi want to come down, we'd love to have you. Please come down while we record the song. Be there while it's being recorded." We said, okay, absolutely. Of course. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll figure out work. We'll figure out anything. We're coming. It's unfortunate we couldn't take the whole band, but they had a lot of people in there, and we didn't do anything.
We had some surprise people there. He'll tell you about here.
And I'm gonna let you tell.
Okay.
We didn't do anything. We just went and witnessed what happened. Okay, so it's not like we were down there playing instruments or anything, or even singing. It was just witnessing, our song recreated by some incredible musicians.
Can we talk about how hot it is right now?
It's hot right now.
I'm catching on fire.
It's about 99 degrees. I made him sit out here in the sun, but
I'm a ginger, and I'll probably catch on fire if I do. Love
he's
you,
gonna
Mom.
spontaneous combust. But anyway,
Melissa.
so we say yes, we're coming. So Demi, I want you. What happened next? We go.
Well, we went.
We
We packed up. We went, and
stayed at the Best Western.
Yeah, we got to Nashville, and we had hit up Bob a couple times, and we didn't get no response. And we're kind of like, man, we're already here, dude. Like, I hope he invited us down. Like, it's got to be going down.
Yeah.
Hours pass by, and you're just thinking, you're like, man, what are we doing? So we go see some in Nashville. We did this, we did that, whatever. And then we got the call.
Yeah,
and,
come through.
Bob said, come through. So we did. We showed up at the studio, set out in this little area, half hour, just waiting. Like, we didn't know what we was going to walk into.
Ocean Way Studio in Nashville.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were going to walk into either. Like, we didn't know if Alice Cooper was there, if he wasn't there, if it was just going to be Bob, some dudes younger than us playing instruments and shit, because you run into that a lot, and they're phenomenal, and you get a little jealous and shit.
Made $1,000 per session type stuff. Yeah.
You know what you're gonna walk into. But finally, this guy comes out. He takes us in there. We walk in. And Bob's just happy. He's like, I told y'all we're gonna do it.
It's going down.
And like literally,
he's old, but he's such a young spirit.
He gets into it, and we walk in, and they're literally these musicians on the other side of the glass, and they're playing Holy Water, the song. They are learning the song and playing the song.
And they still have our vocals, because I sent the session to Bob. They still have our vocals in the song, so they have vocal cues to know what to do next, but they're re-recording everything.
So I'm hearing my voice, I'm hearing Tuck, Child, like I'm hearing, and these musicians playing or whatever, but, I'm not going to lie, I didn't recognize any of them. They're studio musicians. There's a bunch of them, they're really good, they'll blow you away, but like I couldn't tell, and plus I can't see very well anyway, and it's behind glass.
Yeah,
so
this
it's
is
just
the
like,
best part. What happens
Yeah,
next?
it's just like a bunch of white dudes, and they look like rock stars. They're playing, I'm thinking it's probably Alice Cooper's, his band, or at least the ones recording this song or whatever. And Bob Ezrin's like, he's like, how cool is it? It's YouTube drummer. He's like he's only played on YouTube stuff.
Yeah, we thought he said.
Hold on. So and me and Tuck are just like, oh yeah, that's cool, man.
YouTube.
He's a YouTube drummer. Like, I'm thinking this dude must have like 1 million views, and like he plays at home or something, and they found him and brought him in there because he's on YouTube, and he's only played on YouTube, but now he's playing.
But now he made it. He's playing on an Alice Cooper record.
So
That's what we thought.
We're sitting here, And we're like, that's cool, like whatever. I don't understand why that was a big deal to Bob, but like whatever, like, you know, who am I? You know?
He kept looking at me, you know, YouTube. Tuck, YouTube. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
we're like, yeah, we know about
YouTube.
YouTube.
You know? So he's a YouTube sensation playing on an Alice Cooper record.
Awesome.
That's great.
You
Good
know,
for that
we're sipping
guy.
our coffee. We're just back there taking it in. Like, this is awesome. Like, Alice Cooper, we're like, when's Alice Cooper going to be here? You know, Bob's like, he's got an ear infection or some shit.
He'll be here later.
He's like, he'll be here later or he'll be here tomorrow. You know, we don't know, whatever. And we're like, cool. So it got to the point where like they were like, it was time to break, you know, and they took a break, and the musicians like start walking, you know, towards the little door to get into where we're at or whatever. And we're just sitting there talking, chopping it up with Bob, because we haven't seen Bob. You gotta understand this. We haven't seen Bob in 10 years.
10 plus.
Like, plus years. Like we, you know.
Only contact we had with him was email.
And I swear he looked older 10 years ago than he did the last.
I know.
I don't know
what he's
why.
probably doing. He's probably like
He's
shooting. No, he's getting those hormones or some shit.
He's doing something.
What's that called?
I don't know. But either
human
way.
Growth hormone?
Yeah, human growth? Fucking retarded. No, so anyway, so these dudes walk in the room and we're like meeting them and shit. I'm like, that dude looks real fucking familiar.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, yeah, it's U2's drummer. I'm like, oh, U2. Not YouTube. U2. Like Larry Mullen Jr. walks in. U2 drummer comes in there. And he's like, not YouTube. Not YouTube. YouTube. I don't know, European or Irish or says he's
Irish.
He's like, hey mate, love the track.
That's Australian.
Whatever, I can't do.
Mate is Australian. Get it together.
Whatever, dude. Anyway, come in with
You're fucking right. Like Conor McGregor is Irish. You're fucking great to meet you guys. I don't know what he said, but anyway, I'm sorry.
So we'll always be Villebillies, clearly. So, but anyway, you know, he's like, love the track, blah 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 blah. He's like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it. I can't. Okay.
It's not Australian.
I can't.
This is not Steve Irwin, bro.
I can't. Okay, I can't. I'm not good at that. But you get the point. So anyway, so we meet him and we're like, what? Like U2?
Yeah, it was
drummer
surreal.
Is playing, and you know, of course, I have to text him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our the drummer for us, you know, or whatever. I don't like saying our drummer because he's not our drummer.
He's the drummer.
The drummer, you know.
Was he hating?
So, they were all just like, are you serious? Are you, what the fuck? You know, get a picture, blah, 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 blah. And of course, Tuck's over here on some, you know, like, man, you know, we shouldn't even get a picture, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, we wrote the song, okay? Like, this shit does not happen to everybody. We need the picture. Plus, people won't even believe us. And in our mind, like, we're about ready to start posting shit on Facebook immediately because, you know, when things like this happen.
I got a trigger finger on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I will post some shit
Things
quick.
like this happen, you immediately, you're like, you want all your friends to know. Well,
Bob
shut that down.
He said, yeah, you can take a picture.
Yeah,
don't post this on Facebook,
talk about this. You can't do nothing. And I'm like, well, I done told people, you know, that it might happen. And, you know, and he's like, that doesn't matter. You just cannot publicly go out and say what's going on because people don't know that U2's drummer is playing on Alice Cooper's music.
Come to find out. That, do you know this part? You know this part.
I don't even know what you're going to say, Tuck, but you go for it.
It was the first recording other than U2 that he's played on. That was the first song they were recording for the Alice Cooper record. He ended up playing on most of the Alice Cooper songs.
And he loves the track.
This was the first song that he played on other than U2. So, that is
pretty
awesome.
Dude's way shorter than I thought he was.
Yeah. You know what? I looked up his net worth because I'm a nerd. He's like worth over $100 million. That's how much of a nerd
The drummer.
The drummer for U2 is worth $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Is U2 the biggest band in the world?
They're one of them.
They're
in the top 5 biggest bands in the world. But anyway, so the other dudes that came in, unfortunately, me and Tuck did not recognize, but they have done a lot.
Yeah, I looked them up.
A lot.
Them dudes are great.
And they are guys that have bands that are successful, not nearly like a U2 or an Alice Cooper, but way more successful than me and Tuck.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and they are phenomenal, and they were all nice as can be, which is very cool because a lot of times, as we know, like Hank Williams Jr., you meet people that you somewhat may look up to or think that they are good people, and you meet them and they are the scum of the earth. And I hope you see this, Hank Williams Jr. You suck ass, bro. Your music is good, but you suck as a human, period. But guess who doesn't suck? Larry Mullen Jr. from U2, and Alice Cooper, which we will get to.
Yeah, go ahead and get to that.
Is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
So let me segue here.
Segue.
The
like the Segway that you ride?
Yeah, they both in
I don't even know.
radio and in broadcast. There's a thing called
like
Segway,
Sputnik Radio,
which I didn't actually
Did I
do a
do
good
that good?
Segway. No,
Okay.
but listen. So Alice Cooper didn't end up showing that day.
No.
The next day,
He had an ear infection.
he had an ear infection. He flew in the next day.
Yeah.
He was there. So Bob was before we left the studio the day before, Bob was telling me, I might give you a call. You might come to the hotel lobby. You might get the meeting.
We might see him.
You
we
might get to
not.
the studio.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to be. It just depends on where we're at and recording.
Womp.
Basically, if we're not still messing with holy water, you guys can't come to the studio because we got some real shit to handle.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, which was fine. Because he took us out for Thai food.
He did.
He took us out for Thai food.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, shout out to the Thai food.
Yeah, that tuna niswa or something.
Yeah, it was good.
It's good.
Anyway, so the next day, we thought we were gonna meet him that morning. We rode around Nashville. We were in the little
The Parthenon.
the Parthenon recreation or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it, replica.
Yeah, we did that.
We rode around Nashville. We're sightseeing. We were listening to YG.
Listening to YG.
Please, why you always hate?
Why you always
We listened to YG
Why
for like
you
an hour
always hate?
straight.
Me and Tuck have a little hood in us.
Yeah,
believe
just
it or
a bit.
not.
So finally, we end up at this nice ass coffee shop.
Real nice, way
Like
too nice. For
the
me and
nicest
Tuck.
coffee shop. Like we stood out. Motherfuckers in there ordering like croissants with like
Yeah.
caviar on them and shit.
Caviar, half milk, half silk. Or
Yeah, I'm in there like, let me get a vanilla.
Tuck kept on, because nobody wants to sit
Is
by
that
us.
me? Let me get a vanilla latte, large. You're like,
I'm just like, can I just get like a coffee with like 2 creams and
and sugar.
and sugar?
They're like, oh, you don't want this like
You don't-
organically extracted
You know what's
from the
stevia?
earth
You know
that grew around a potato and we scraped it off the potato, but it's actually sugar.
Yeah. So anyway, we're at this coffee shop for like 2 hours, and Tuck's like, man, we gotta go because we gotta get back to our lives, man. Because like we have regular
I was
lives,
like, man,
man.
let's get home. I'm not gonna sit in Nashville
And
all day
he's
long
like, I'm not gonna
and wait for the phone
I'm not
call.
gonna wait. I'm like, we're waiting for the phone call. Tuck.
Oh yeah, this was a point
We
of
are waiting.
head buddy.
For
He was
the
like,
phone
we're
call.
fucking waiting
He's
for
like,
that
man,
phone call.
I gotta go. What are we doing? We're sitting here in a stupid coffee shop and shit. About to run out of coffee. We paid probably $9 for this stupid shit.
And literally, we came to an agreement. Finally, we're gonna sit at this coffee shop. We're gonna have our coffee.
And
if
then
we
we're
don't get the
gonna
phone
leave.
call, we're fucking leaving.
And I said, fine. So I sipped slower than any coffee has ever been sipped. That shit was cold as hell, and it didn't even taste good anymore. I didn't care. I'm like,
there were so many laptops.
not
in there.
done. Not done.
Yeah.
And it got to that point, we're literally looking at each other. I'm like, he called yet? He text you? I'm like, text him.
Yeah.
Text him. He called you yet? He's like, nah, he's not responding. I'm like, I said, we wrote a song for him, man.
Yeah.
Like, we have to meet him. We have to show face. Like, we have to do this. We have to do this. We cannot leave. And I want a picture. and Tuck's like, yeah, well, he's not even calling back. So he's like, we're about to go. I was like, cool, 10 minutes. Let's give it 10 minutes. 5 minutes goes by. 6 minutes goes by. 7 minutes goes by. 8 minutes goes by. Sure enough, Tuck's like, bing! He's like, he hit us back. He says, come through. I'm like, yes, I told you. I
told you we had to wait.
I've told you that the gods, if they're there, they have spoken. He's gonna meet us, we're gonna meet him, it's gonna be great. So sure enough, we did. We went back to the studio, sat in that stupid outside room for another 20 minutes or whatever, no big deal. Jittery off stupid coffee we paid too much for, whatever. And then we come in and we walk in, and sure enough, Alice Cooper, he's sitting there on this couch and he's got his little notebook out.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna let you keep going. But Alice Cooper, for a studio session, sitting on the couch, show ready.
Show ready.
Way
more hair than I have.
Hair, makeup,
all black,
leather, boots,
black snake skin with some pointy shit on the end of them.
Way cooler than we ever thought about being.
Dude
could have walked out the studio into an arena and killed it. Anyway, continue.
Killed it.
He was sitting on the couch.
But he's sitting on the couch and he's got this little notebook and he's writing and his penmanship is like, what's that shit? I almost said braille. That's stupid. It ain't braille. Calligraphy.
Damn.
He writes
Alice
in like calligraphy.
Like his own language?
No, it's like
Alice Cooper
beautiful.
language. Oh.
Like his script is beautiful. Like even when he's writing. Like with me, my shit is just like, it looks like a third grader did it. but whatever, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm just it's a chicken scratch, you know, because I'm just writing, I'm getting my thoughts out. Nah, dude is like calm and collect, you know, legs crossed, hair all like 1983, snakeskin boots, shiny jewelry and all this, just calligraphy style.
Chilling.
Walking. As soon as we walk in, you know, Bob's like, hey, you know, it's Demi and Tuck, and you know, he's like, God, so good to meet you. I love the song, shaking our hands, you know, this and that. And he's like, I'm writing right now. I got some stuff. I want to let you hear it. Thanks a lot for letting me do this. Totally humble, totally cool as hell. You know, and I go to step over him, and I kicked his boot.
Scuffed the man's boot.
I didn't scuff his boot, man.
There was a scuff.
That was not a scuff, but
He felt it, though.
Snake skin.
You know, in his mind, he's like,
Oh,
all right,
he felt it.
who are these
He's
motherfuckers?
70 years old. I was probably
Who are these
break his
motherfuckers
ankle.
right here? Oh, he just hit my boot, though.
But his boots are tall, man.
I
They're
felt
like,
it.
They got like a hole.
I
like
felt it on the toe of my boot.
It's like a steel snake head
Yeah.
on the top of them. They're like this tall. But anyway, I tried to step over him. I couldn't step. I don't know. Either way, I kicked him in his boot. He didn't say nothing.
But he felt
But
it.
we knew it. We knew
Yeah,
it. But
there was a moment of
nothing.
silence. Like,
He didn't
this
say
motherfucker
nothing.
just stepped on my
We
boot.
sat there. The track's playing. You know, it's surreal as it gets. And you know, he comes to me and he starts showing me his notebook. And he's like singing his. You know, he's like, what do you think about this? He's asking me what I think about, even if it was garbage, which it wasn't. But if it was garbage, I'd still be like, yeah, it's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. This is Alice Cooper.
It doesn't matter. But he was
You know?
spitting bars.
Bars.
He spit bars. He took our delivery and cadence
Yeah.
and wrote his own lyrics
Yeah.
and was barring.
It's dope.
I'm serious. You think I'm playing? It was not expected. Dude was spitting flames.
He's got it, and a lot of people don't know this about Alice Cooper. You know, he hasn't drank in like 30 years. He doesn't do any drugs. He is super religious. So he might have that dark Alice Cooper side of him. Obviously, Alice Cooper's not his real name. But he has that side of him, you know, that he likes to perform and he likes this dark thing. But kind of like what Villebillies does, like we have dark tones and we have dark things that we do, but we round it back up to positive stuff, you know, because we come from a dark place, and a lot of writers and musicians, especially like in the 90s, like, you know, your Nirvanas and we can go all day on that subject.
Oh, we can go there.
You know, they're very dark souls. You know, people think they got it made and they have the world, and from the outside looking in, they do, but on the inside, you know, they're searching for something that they can't find. You know what I mean? Which is peace of mind. You know, and I deal with a lot of that myself. So I could very well relate to Alice Cooper, other than the 30 years of sobriety, because like, yeah, I'm only 37, so I'd have to have been 7. Either way,
And Demi's a mess when he's trying.
I'm trying. But at the end of the day, he spit me his lyrics. It's a good time. We were probably there about 10 minutes. I wanted to ask for a picture.
It was longer than 10 minutes. Wait a fucking minute. It was longer. I'm gonna say 30.
It could have been an hour.
I think it was more like 30 minutes.
But it felt like 10 minutes, because like this is the kind of guy you want to vibe with. You know what I mean? Like, you want to pick his brain. You want to know about his life. You know, you want to ask him questions that you shouldn't ask people.
He had nothing but good things to say about Louisville.
I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't talk to him other than about music.
Because if you come in as a writer, the last thing you want to do is be a fanboy. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
So it's true.
Interesting.
So we decided that we were not going to ask him for a picture, because honestly, it didn't really, like, it didn't come. There just wasn't a moment for it, you know.
Pause.
Cool.
So in the car before we went to the coffee shop, we pulled up outside the studio and were parked in the parking lot for about an hour waiting for my text to go off.
It was hot.
It was hot. Demi, the whole time, we didn't really argue, I exaggerated that, but we were like, I was going back and forth with him, like, dude, I'm not about to ask him for a picture. I'm not about to walk in the first thing, you know, I'm not asking him for a picture. Demi was hell-bent on getting that picture, which I understand. I understand. I wanted
once
a picture
in a lifetime.
I wanted a picture too. But at the time, I'm in the mind frame of, okay, we're about to be in the room with a rock and roll icon. Let's don't fanboy out on him.
Legend.
Let's act like we've been here before.
I did not fanboy out on him.
You did not.
Okay.
But he was fanboying out in the car.
I did with Big Boy. That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get
I was younger. Andre wasn't there.
So luckily, but the whole time,
You know.
the whole time in there with Alice Cooper, I'm like sweating it, thinking that Demi's just out of nowhere gonna like Will Ferrell, him, and Anchorman ask for a picture like, "This is fucking awesome. Can I get a picture with you, Alice Cooper?" You know how he does when you can use my office afterwards.
That was kind of like Jim Carrey from Ace Ventura, or no?
Okay, let me try
Saturday
it.
Night Live.
Yeah. Let me try it
tell you something.
yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill. Bam. All right.
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
moving on.
Yeah, so I thought he was going to hit him with that, but luckily he didn't. He was very.
What's good?
He's very professional, just so you guys know.
Fish.
And so it went pretty well. And Bob hit us with the. We were in there for about 30 minutes. Bob hit us with the. No. That's what he did. All right, so lunch. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it wasn't no. Y'all want to go to lunch.
There wasn't no. Hey guys, let's all go to lunch and talk this over. It was like, so guys, we're gonna go to lunch, and Demi and Tuck, hey man,
bye Felicia.
we appreciate you coming in. That was pretty awesome of you guys.
Yeah.
So all in all, it was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
I do want to say thank you to Bob, because none of that would have ever happened. He's a great dude.
Huge.
But
Shout
a
out
very
to Bob
serious
Benson.
producer, all about his business. He doesn't have time for the bullshit. I respect that.
Yeah. For even like little Tuck and Demi from Louisville, Kentucky, Hikes Point, Germantown.
He had time for us, and
know,
I respect that. And
he's the reason that Alice Cooper even heard it.
He's the reason. I mean, if you want to get into it, he's a reason for Alice Cooper? Question mark? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it to say.
I've looked into it. He's produced like all of his big records, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I listen to Alice Cooper, because I don't, I haven't.
I did.
But I did listen to School's Out for Summer, on the classic rock station when I'm out in a swimming pool or something. But I do know he's a rock and roll icon, and I was honored to be a part of it. What little participation I had in it. So thank you.
It was very surreal and amazing, and we still can't believe that it happened.
And it comes out July 28th. What's today?
I don't know.
Today's July 19th. So
they kept my backup vocals in part of it.
Yes, they did. They kept. So I sent them the session. They replayed everything: the drums, the bass, the guitar, everything. They kept the horns that we recorded, that our producer Lewis Richards had recorded for us. Adrian, and I don't know the other guy's name to play the horns, but shout out to you guys. And they kept Demi's backup vocals. Demi did like this backup part on my verse. That stuff. They kept that in the song, so that's pretty cool.
That fried chicken back vocal.
Demi, yeah, for sure. That Southern Fried Chicken.
Because he can't do that.
You don't know about that Southern Fried Chicken. He's out there in Arizona. If there's Southern Fried Chicken in a vocal tone in part, it's that part. Do it one time. That's right. Yeah, that's
like
in there.
Like you just ate the best chicken
which
you
is
ever
pretty
had.
Fucking dope that Alice Cooper kept the fried chicken.
He kept the chicken.
So I guess that's wrapping that up.
Yeah.
I was gonna want to talk to you about some other stuff.
Well, we'll move on to, because we know they recorded it, and they knew, and we knew that he was still working on lyrics and he was still working on vocals.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a couple months. We weren't allowed to say anything about it.
Oh, it's been 6 months.
Well,
it's
July. More than a couple months. Yeah.
That was in January.
So we didn't even know. Like, it didn't make the cut.
Yeah,
maybe his version is. He liked it, but it didn't work. We didn't know. We weren't allowed to say nothing either. And next thing you know, we see a Facebook post. From RollingStone.com talking about his new album. It's coming out.
And the track list was on there.
Track list was on there, and sure enough, song number 8, "Holy Water," which we'll say co-written by the Villebillies and backup vocals by yours truly, Demi Demery.
Hell yeah!
And we're very happy about that. So even though we live regular lives and we're not as active with the Villebillies as we would like to be, because people have kids, people have jobs, we get older, things happen. We can't grind like we used to. But something like this brought a lot of light, to our world. We're very happy about it. And shout out to all you all who are excited about it for us, because it is awesome. No, we're not going to make $1 million off of it. Get that out of your mind. But what will happen, I guarantee you this, there will be an Alice Cooper show. And I will be in the crowd, and he will play Holy Water. And I will look at that, and he will look at that, and we will look at that and know that we had something to do with Alice Cooper playing music that we wrote on stage. And that right there, my friends, is epic. Regardless.
No, fuck that. That is epic, but let me find out Alice Cooper's coming around here. I'm sending an email to Bob.
We're going.
I'm sending an email like, yo, let me get them backstage tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
We're getting backstage
let me get that side microphone set up for Demi to do the chicken fried. You know what I'm saying?
And I might even apologize for kicking him in the booth.
Yeah. So That's definitely
on that note, I got to get back up
You gotta
here.
go?
I got studio session.
Okay.
I'm working on some pine cone stuff, working on some iron bell stuff. Hopefully we can get this guy and the guys together to work on more Villebilly stuff, because I know that's what y'all want. Doing what we can. And on that note,
Go ahead.
cheers to y'all. Love you.
Say some more
I got to roll. I'm going to let him talk. If he says anything rotten, hit me up on the instant messenger. Let me know so I can handle it. All right. Peace. Love you.
Thanks, Demi. Okay. So, I had originally planned to talk about more things with Demi. You know, just whatever you normally listen to a podcast and whatever they're talking about. You know, I was going to talk to him about I don't know if you follow Demi on Facebook, but if you don't, you should, because this man is the conspiracy theory poster child. He literally has a new conspiracy theory every day, or he's sharing it. You know, the pyramids were built by fucking monkeys with, you know, oxygen masks from Mars or something. So I definitely want to get him involved in more of these. So if you guys like this podcast / webisode we just did, it will be in a podcast form. I will put the audio out there. But if you like it, let us know, because me and him are really good at this stuff, and we have a wealth of knowledge of the music industry, and, you know, I feel like we have some input that might be kind of comedic or just funny to listen to, because I like talking with him, and we always clown. We have a lot of experiences and stories together. So yeah, I think I'm going to get him involved with this a little more. If you guys like it, like I said, let him know. Hit his Facebook, send him a message, tell him how much you like it. Let me know. Whenever I have free time, which is not a lot, I'll do this, because it's easy. You just turn the camera on and talk. So until then, I don't know. Thank you for watching this. I know it's long, what is it, 36 minutes? But hey, a lot of podcast webisodes are even longer than this. So thank you. The sun is setting back here. And thank you for all your support over the years. And I guess that's it. Rock on.